Okay, so here we are back in ADS, and I've created a brand new decision solution called Drug Video. There's nothing in this and no configuration. So let's create a decision project. Let's just call this drug test. Select the locale and create that. Now if I try and add a predictive model and connect over to Watson ML and click on this create button, it'll say here I've got no providers configured. So I need to create a new provider. So here we've gone into machine learning providers, click on create, and here we see the configuration screen with the various attributes that we need to add. So I'll call this my drug demo service, ML service. So we need an API key, the space ID, and the URL. The authentication URL has been provided for us, which is quite helpful. So if I switch over into Chrome, the first thing I'm going to do is get an API key. So I'm in my IBM Cloud account. I'm going to go on to Manage, go into Access, and over into API keys. And I'm going to create a new API key. I'll call this demo ADS to Watson ML, just to explain what it's for, and click create. And I'll copy that into the clipboard. So let's put that into the space here. So there's the API key. Next thing we need is the space ID. So again, back in IBM Cloud. If I go back down to IBM Cloud Pack for Data, this is the Watson Studio. And we want to find the deployment space. I know I created it over here, but let's go through the menus properly. So if we come down here and into deployments, here is the drug deployment space. And we can see here is the model that we created in the previous video. Here is the deployment for it. Remember, we tested this. But what we need is the settings, and particularly the space ID. So it's this value here. So I'm going to copy that into the clipboard, back over into my other browser, and I'm going to paste the space ID in here. Finally, we need the URL for our Watson service. Again, this depends on where you've provisioned your Watson service. So in the documentation, this is the easiest way to find it. There is a CLI, but this is the easiest way. It has all the endpoints here. So because my Watson service is deployed into the London data center, I need this URL here. Obviously, if yours is somewhere else, pick the appropriate URL. And okay, back into ADS, I'm going to provide this URL. So that's everything we need. So I click save, and there it is. And if I go back to my solution and then back into my project, now I should be able to create a predictive model. So I click on the create button. It knows that we've got a provider now, and here is the provider that we just set up. And this will connect into the Watson ML deployment space and should retrieve the drug P3 algorithm, which is here. So we're now ready to add this into ADS, but we'll cover that in another video.